All right, guys, good job on the accountabilities this week. Next week, we're going to do even better. Now, what I wanted to do, and I shared this with you last week, is I really wanted to gamify this and my coaching and the community, because when we learned the fastest is when we were children. And the reason we learned fast when we were children is because we were curious and playful. Okay. So what we're doing is we're introducing fun, we're introducing play. And as you can see, when you do that and introduce those things into a community, which is how people are supposed to learn, we actually level up really, really quickly. We do what we say we're going to do because other people are counting on us. And it becomes a really powerful motivational tool as we continue to go along this healing journey. So tonight, I'm going to share with you the different levels that I've created within kind of like the world according to James and the ecosystem. And these are going to be all different levels that you guys can obtain and jump into. And then I'm going to introduce you to a concept of the higher self and the villain. Okay. And over the next 5 weeks, we're going to be introduced to our inner villain. And these inner villains aren't here to like be vanquished and conquested. What they're here to do is to show us who we have to become in order to step into the next level. Okay. So without further ado, everyone on this call right now, officially and on the replay, are now baby dragons. Okay. I look at the nervous system, which is the oldest part of our anatomy, literally like the brainstem, the reptilian part, fight or flight, all of those different biological safety mechanisms, protection mechanisms, needs, that I consider as the reptilian part of us and the dragon inside of us. Okay. So right now, no one has taught us how to awaken and activate the nervous system. So all of us right now are just learning how to create that protective cocoon of safety, because in order to become the best version of ourselves, we need to feel safe to explore ourselves. Does that make sense to everybody? So this space is created specifically like a womb space, like an egg. Instead of the ego being your protective shell, the space, the connection, the community is going to be what holds you as you start to evolve and grow on your journey. Okay, so everyone right now is considered a baby dragon. The next level is the hatchling phase. Okay, so right now we're doing this 6 weeks. It's level 1. Level 2 is the hatchling phase. This is where you break out of the nervous system, the old shells, the old pain, all that stuff. You let that go. And you start to play and interact with these people. Like you can see, like, Mia's like the red one is like blowing smoke at the at the blue one with the water. And we got this one over here playing with leaves. Like we get to have fun and we get to explore it and we get to energize our nervous system with Wim Hof as opposed to HRV breathing, right? And then level 3 will be, you guys will be considered like adolescent nervous systems. Okay. You guys get to fly out on your own. You get to go out into the world and like, you can take on challenges. Like you can do the thing. You have enough support. You have enough growth. You have enough tools to start to go on your own adventures, really start to become leaders in your relationships. If you're a parent, you start to raise your own children's nervous systems. If you're in a partnership, you get to co-create something really beautiful as this like adolescent nervous system. All right. And then there's a quantum leap. So I want everyone to take a deep breath in. And some of you already know, but there's a difference between learning how to activate and guide your own nervous system and learning how to activate and guide someone else's nervous system in service to the world, right? So after you guys have become adolescents, then we can step into the realm of the dragon rider, okay? And this is where instead of just learning how to control and fly and use your nervous system, now you get to understand the deeper functionings and how to control your unconscious mind, your nervous system, and start to create your life intentionally in a way where you can serve other people and live out your mission and purpose. Okay. So some of us on the call who've gone through the Dragons Guild, you guys are already kind of claimed the apprentice phase. And after that, you step into, if you really want to do this and become a dragon rider and someone who can help someone like Naomi right now. She's a dragon rider. Jessica's a dragon rider. Who else? I can't see everyone. Julie's a dragon rider. So they've gone through the process of like some deep, dark inner work so that you can actually master the dragon, allow it to become a full adult. And also you learn how to become a defender and a champion for other people's truth, for their higher self. You get to help guide them through darkness and shadows as like a healer, a shaman, a coach, whatever you want to call it. Not a therapist, because it's illegal to say that you're a therapist. You can't say you're a therapist, okay? We're not therapists in here. I'm not a therapist. I'm a dragon rider, all right? So I want everyone to take a deep belly breath in. And what I found is if you can't give people a map, they don't know where to go, okay? I'm not saying everyone on this call is meant to be a dragon rider, because that shit is for real, okay? Life will test you. Naomi knows. And if you are here and you have medicine on your heart and you're here to help guide people through the shadows, that is, I call it a special kind of crazy, right? Because you're laughing because because you have to go through a death and rebirth process so many times to uncover who you really are, and go to those places so that you can become a guide on that journey for other people. The only reason why I'm able to be here and hold space for 20 to 30 people is because I've sat on my bed and cried a whole lot, and I've invested in myself. I've done a master coaching program. I've gone to retreats. I've done coaching, and I've studied this stuff for the past 5 years. And it's not easy, but it is the most fulfilling thing that I found. And that's why I'm doing it. Okay. So I wanted to give you guys that little roadmap as we're all opening up and awakening our baby dragons, so that we can start to understand the feminine path. Okay. This was downloaded to me. It took me a while, about 6 months ago, to understand and put this into visual and verbal form. But this is the path that you guys are walking right now in this container. Okay. It is the hero's journey. It's the arc of growth. And no matter what you're doing, even if you're on a sports team or something, right? Anything that requires growth from you, you're going to find yourself moving through each and every one of these phases. So the first phase is uncovering your truth. And this is the phase we're going to be focused on today. But I want to give you a broad stroke overview. In order to go on a hero's journey, something has to be revealed to you. You can either purposely go exploring for that truth that you want to uncover, or something in life can happen to you, an unforeseen circumstance that causes you or forces you to look at something that you didn't want to look at. When you have a child, right, you're going to be forced to uncover some difficult truths about yourself, because reality is hitting you with a giant hammer that says something needs to shift. Right? When you go to a new job or get in a new relationship or go through a breakup or lose a loved one, you're going to be faced with uncomfortable truths. And your choice is to go on this journey or try and force this truth down, and you fall into like a pit of despair and deception and illusion. Okay. So after you start to uncover your truth and literally that little baby dragon starts to hatch, now you need to find a space where you feel safe and protected to explore the depths of that truth. This can be within your own journal, right? This can be in meditation. This can be joining a community like you guys have. Some people find safety and protection in organized religion, right? It doesn't really matter what it is. This is a natural step. And if you don't feel safe and protected, you're going to be stuck and not able to progress on your journey. The third stage is, now that you've uncovered the truth, you feel safe, you feel protected, you can explore. Now you find the wounds. You find the shards of glass that have been stuck in your heart since childhood. You find the splinters in your side. Heck, you find the arrows in your back from relationships and old pains and resentments. You pull those shards of glass and those arrows out, and you start to heal the wound. And by healing the wound, I mean, you start to allow love into that space where anger and frustration and sadness and depression took hold. Okay. Once we heal the wound, now we're in a different place. We're in a different phase of the journey in our lives. Now we return, right? It's like we go on a hero's journey. We start to explore with protection and safety. Then we heal the wound. Now we have to come back and we have to do the thing we're afraid to do. Anyone ever had to do something they're afraid to do? Raise their hands. Yeah. And often on the other side of that fear, we have to learn how to surrender and let go of what we think it's going to be. We have to surrender and let go of what we're going to lose on the other side. And then once we can do that and really face that fear head on, we step into a new level of radiance, of magnetism. This is like the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the feminine path. There's the masculine path as well. But the dragon path, the nervous system path, is an unwinding, an undoing, an opening and expanding path. Whereas the masculine path is more of leadership and going out into the world and being able to function externally, right? So everyone, deep breath in. Today we're going to be uncovering our truth. But what I want you guys to understand is that with each and every one of these phases, there's also a villain that is placed in your way that you need to learn from and overcome in order to pass the test to get to the next stage. Okay? So during the time together, we're going to be facing off with each one of these villains and uncovering the truths within them so that we can end our journey with the radiance and magnetism of the new version of yourself, the next level nervous system. Okay? And these are the villains associated with these beautiful aspects of the journey. The first one, this Grim Reaper looking villain, is lack of awareness. Okay. What you don't know controls you. What is unconscious in your life and you're not wanting to look at is going to pull you left and right, and it's going to sabotage you and it's going to hold you back. So when we can bring awareness to our life and uncover our truth, we start to step into the next level, which is stepping into the realm of safety and protection. But the villain here is the inner bully. The part of us that wants to dominate that old version that says, you're not good enough. What's wrong with you? How could you messed up before? The shame of being wrong or doing the wrong thing. That's the bully that we'll talk about next week. Then we step into the inner critic, the little gremlins that jump on our shoulders and whisper in our ear, you stupid, you're so ugly. Well, how could you? No one will ever love you. And it's like, you can almost feel the energy of like, right? That's what the inner critic, that's how I envision the inner critic. And once we start to recognize and understand what each one of these different villains look like, sound like, feel like for us, then we begin to use the right tools for the right job. Right? If you're not aware that you have fear of the unknown and you're trying to use the tools over here to gain more awareness, it's not going to be the same outcome, right? You can't kill a goblin with the same tool you're trying to beat off the gremlins with. Does that make sense to everyone? So the fear of the unknown, once we, step past and heal those little gremlin wounds, the little shards of glass that are in our nervous system, we have to learn to surrender and let go. And the goblin wants us to stay hidden, wants us to stay in the dark. I don't want to go out. No, people won't love me. Oh no, but it's different. I don't know what's on the other side of the wall. I don't know how to progress past my previous version, even though you've done all this work. Now you have to step into the fear, through the fear, surrender and let go of what no longer serves. And then the final boss, game, you can think is like the octopus of self-doubt. And the octopus of self-doubt has all these little tentacles and all the little different areas of your life in the, oh, well, I'm not worthy of love and I'm not good enough and this will happen and all this thing. The octopus you can think of as the final boss. And this is the part of you when you can vanquish and conquer the octopus of self-doubt, you step into that feminine radiance and that feminine magnetism that allows you to shine light on all the darkness, on all the villains, and you then become a guiding light for those on the journey behind you. Does that make sense? Give me a 1 in the comments if this is making sense. And give me a 2 in the comment section if this is, I mean, just understanding this and having a picture is helping you understand something about your journey and about yourself already. You don't have to lie to me. If it is, cool. Yeah. Beautiful. And now what I want you to do is looking at these villains, because we all have them. Okay. I have them too. My villains are like on steroids. Okay. I want you guys to know that, because every level you progress up in, they're going to get stronger and stronger, so you can get stronger as well. So this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to know which villain is your biggest adversary right now in your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from left to right. Is it the Grim Reaper, the inner critic, the goblin, or the octopus, the bully? Let's see. Oh, this is so cool to see. Wow, I'm going to have to look through this and like really. Okay, 3, 4, 4, 5, 3, 4. Okay, so 3s and 4s. So the inner critic and the goblin and the octopus. Yeah, beautiful. This is good. Good stuff, guys. Thanks for that that input. All right, now, beautiful. We're right on time. Now I want you guys to understand that you've seen the villain, right? The perspective and the frame that I want you guys to look at this through is that your higher self, okay? I want you to think of like the best version of you, the 20, 30, 40 year in the future version of you that has gone through the pain, gone through the challenges, living the dream life that you want to live, is actually sending these villains back in time. They're sending the pains, the upsets, the frustrations, the self-doubts, the criticisms. The higher version of you is sending them back through time so that you can learn from them and overcome them, not so you can kill them. You're not going to get rid of these, okay? You're not going to get rid of them. You're going to learn from them and see them as teachers so that you can progress through the levels of life, getting to the next level, so that you can become the person you want to become, whether that be the person who can lead a family or be calm with their partner or make more money in their business or help serve people in a deeper way. And I want you guys to think of it as attack the problem, not the person. Okay. How many of us, by a raise of hands, like beat ourselves over the head with a freaking baseball bat? Yeah, I see you, Julie. I can't tell you how many times I've just been like, oh, I'm so stupid. I should be doing this. Da, 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 da. Why aren't I there yet? And it's just like, I just keep smashing my head with this freaking hammer. So what I wanted to do is give you guys a personification of what's happening inside of you so that you don't attack yourself. Don't attack the person. Attack the problem. Okay? You can't kill these villains, but you can overcome them. And you can focus your energy on one at a time and learn the lessons so that you can change your inner behavior, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, and your actions so that you can start to become the person that you are meant to become. Does that make sense to everyone? Drop a 1 in the comment if that makes sense. Don't attack the person. You're not the one to attack. Attack the problem. Yeah, lots of 1s. Richard, we started about an hour ago. Okay, it starts 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, but we got it all. We got the meat and potatoes recorded for you. Okay. Oh, someone said an hour ago. Thank you, Stephen, for doing that. All right, are you guys ready to step into the next phase? Okay, beautiful. Are there any questions on this? the villains, the path, becoming a dragon rider, the next level. Any questions? No? Okay. So today, this is our focus. We're going to go into breakout rooms and we are going to bring awareness to the things we don't want to look at, the things we're afraid to look at, in the shadows, in the darkness, and we're going to uncover the uncomfortable truth with our person. Okay. So I want you to think of these people that you're connecting with. It's going to cross the lines of the tribe. Okay. You might find someone in the same tribe as you. You might find someone who's in the opposite team. We're all here to better and grow each other. I don't know if anyone's ever seen anime, but basically every single anime ever told, there's always like rivals. And when this one levels up and there's like, oh shit, and then they have to level up too. And then they're like, oh, well, I can't let you win. And then they level up. And because there's that friendly, loving competition, I don't know if anyone's seen Dragon Ball Z, but Goku and Vegeta, man, they couldn't be more different, but man, they ain't no one touching them. Right. Right. So that's what I wanted to create here. Let's see. Sorry, Julie. What happened? What happened, Julie?
Nothing. She just accidentally private messaged me instead of the group. Oh. And I said, hey, you're messaging me, not the group, like her numbers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so guys. Make sure we're not private. You got this. Good job. Awesome. Okay, guys. I'm going to take my attention off the chat. Naomi, can you help me out with that? If I need to pause, can you let me know? Beautiful. You got it, girl. So we're going to be focused on the Grim Reaper. Okay. And I don't have it, but I wrote it down. There's this beautiful quote, I believe from Jesus, separate the man from the religion if you don't like the Christianity. What you bring forth, if you bring forth what is inside you, what you bring forth will save you. But if you do not bring forth what is inside you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Okay. That's a really powerful quote. And it's so true. How many times have we been having such external chaos, crazy things going on, and we're trying to fix the things out there, when in reality, once we started to look inwards and got truthful with ourselves, honest with ourselves, maybe with a partner, and it's like, maybe I'm people pleasing and that's why this person's taking advantage of me and I need to take the action to break up with the person. And then life gets so much better because you've looked at the uncomfortable truth. Maybe you found someone to feel safe and protected with. You healed that wound of codependency. You surrendered and let go. And now you're open into the feminine radiance and magnetism. You're attracting a new, more aligned partner. Anyone gone through that process? Yeah, I have many, many times. So we're going to be dealing with that today. And what I want you guys to do is I'm going to teach you something really quickly. And a really fun, piece I'm going to share with you guys at the end of the call. My first book just got officially, like, professionally audiobooked, recorded. Right. So I'm really excited and I'm going to give you guys all an experience of that at the end of the call. It took me 1.5 years to write. And I didn't even know it was going to be a book. First of all, I just like journaled and that became the first chapter. And it, like, every single chapter led me on a spiritual journey. And 1.5 years later, now his name's Tom. He's so amazing. He's like, yeah, everyone knows Tom who knows Tom. Such a beautiful voice. Hearing the book back, it's my own words that came through me. He sent me the last chapter at the perfect time to answer the problem I had in my life at that moment last week. And I was reminded of how powerful this information is. So I want to share this information with you in a condensed form. You're going to understand it more when you read the book. It's very short. It's 90 minutes. But this has changed the game for me. Okay, guys. And the last chapter is called The Realm of Illusion and Delusion. Illusion and delusion. Now there's a difference, and I had to look up the difference. Illusion is when something appears to be something it's not. Everyone's seen those illusions, you do this and oh, there's a floating finger somewhere there. Or, you have the vase and the two faces. And those are optical illusions. Something appears to be there, appears to be real, but it's not really what it is. Your brain perceives it to be that way. Now, a delusion is what happens when we wholeheartedly believe with the core of our being that the illusion is truth. Okay? So I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with someone who was standing on a hill they were ready to die on, and they were just wrong. And for you, it's so easy to see. You're like, listen, oh, well, maybe you were triggered too, but you could just see like you're stupid, right? It's not that they're stupid, it's that they are deluded, because from their perspective, from their vantage point, the illusions that they're seeing are so real to them. They're so caught in the illusion that they believe with all their heart that it's true. Now, each and every one of us are caught in the illusion, the Maya, right? And we have deluded ourselves thinking that our thoughts and emotions and judgments are true. So all of us in some way, shape, or form, myself included, are caught in the realm of illusion and delusion. And it's like this web of like trauma and experience and thoughts and beliefs that project out onto the world. And then we see it how we want to see it versus how it really is. So I'm going to introduce to you a meta program, a program above all the other programs that will collapse the illusions if you choose to understand and practice the principles. Does that make sense to everyone? I feel like I'm in flow. I feel like I sound smart today. This is making me, this makes me happy. All right. It's a lot simpler than I'm making it seem right now. So the first illusion, okay, is the illusion of depth and substance. Can everyone see my screen? Can I move this? Okay. The illusion of depth and substance. Now, everyone can see this right here, and it looks like there's a behind and a foreground and this object in the middle. Can I drop a 1 in the comment if you can see that? It looks like there's a 3-dimensional object in the picture. Yeah. Now, this is really easy for us to understand because we know that it's a 2-dimensional picture, right? When I look at Jessica's face, I'm not thinking that if I reach out and I'll be able to like touch and like grab her flowers. It's a 2-dimensional screen. I'm not deluded, right? The illusion is that there's something behind her, but in reality, it's just a picture in front of me, just like this. So the illusion is that all of these shapes and all of these colors come together in a very specific way to create a 2-dimensional illusion of a 3-dimensional object. Is everyone with me so far? Yeah. So this is obviously art, right? What I want to make you guys is artists in the metaphysical realm, in the mental realm. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys paintbrushes tonight so that you can start to paint different pictures, because each one of these lines in this picture that are curved in a very specific way to create this 3-dimensional illusion can be thought of as thoughts or beliefs, the masculine principle. Okay. So all of the thoughts that you have in your head that go along unconsciously or consciously, they create the lines. It's like you're drawing a picture. And all of the emotions that you experience because of those thoughts are like the multitude of colors that you are seeing and feeling and tasting and touching. Okay. So the masculine, the lines and how it's shaped is the thoughts, and the emotions make it feel really, really real. Okay. It gives it a lot of depth, a lot of color. Now, when we step into this understanding, when we have thoughts and feelings and we cast judgment upon them, we start to add depth to the picture. We make it 3-dimensional. And when we judge it, we're attached to it. This is good. This is bad. He should do this. He shouldn't. I should be doing something that I'm not, or I shouldn't be doing something, right? So when we cast a judgment, we make it 3-dimensional, and then we step into the picture, and it becomes a 3D immersive experience all around us. Okay. So when we have habitual thoughts that create a habitual picture, and we color it with, let's say we have 4 or 5 different habitual emotions, and that's all the colors we have access to. We're coloring the same exact picture. We're drawing the same exact picture. We're judging it the same exact way. Over time, we believe that's how reality is. That's the illusion. And when we start to believe it, that's when we become deluded. Does that make sense to everybody? When we step into, we have thoughts, we have emotions, and we have judgments that really attach us to the picture that we're drawing. So if I can put this in another way, imagine you're drawing a picture of the boogeyman. Oh no, scary boogeyman. And you put it on your wall. Would you be afraid of that picture? No, because you know that it's just a picture on your wall. But if I created a 3-dimensional full immersive hologram that could touch you and jump out of the wall and scare, would you be a little bit more afraid? Yeah. So that's the power we have. We create this boogeyman in our head. Usually we make it our loved ones, right? My partner becomes the boogeyman. You're the bad guy. I'm the good one. You're the bad one. Judging makes it real. And then we go into the same exact patterns, the same exact fights, the same exact disappointments, the same exact feelings. Okay. Are there any questions on the realm of, or the first illusion, which is depth and substance? Any questions on that? Okay. You guys are doing amazing. Second one I want you guys to tune into before we break out. Second one is the illusion of negative impressions. Okay. So I want those who can see a white triangle, downward pointing white triangle. If you can see that in this picture, I want you to drop a 2 in the chat. Beautiful. So pretty much all of us can see the downward pointing triangle. But my question for you guys, and I'm going to ask you this, is that triangle actually there? Is there a white downward facing triangle in this picture? Drop a 3 if you believe there is, and a 4 if you don't believe that there's actually a white triangle in there. So you guys are good at seeing illusions. This is great. This is going to make my job a lot easier, right? So if you look at this, everything about this looks like there's a white triangle pointing downwards, right? So when we're in a conversation with our partner, everything around us looks like we should be angry or sad or defensive. Everything looks like it fits perfectly. I should feel sad because this person is saying this and I'm making it mean this and I feel this. So therefore, I'm going to be sad. But in reality, the white triangle is not there. What we're really seeing is the thoughts, right? We're seeing the shape of the thoughts that we have habitually. Well, she's doing this because she doesn't love me. Oh, well, that's a habitual thought I had. And then that habitually makes an emotion. I feel abandoned and rejected. So they line up in such a way, a very specific way, and it fits so perfectly that no matter what we do, we even know we shouldn't be angry or sad or defensive, but we always end up filling this space, the void, with the old experience. Does that make sense, you guys? Even though each and every moment of each and every day is a brand new, never to be duplicated experience. And if you show up without all of these different old emotions and thoughts and patterns, if you showed up without them, every single emotion or every single experience that you have would be pure awareness and would unfold in a brand new way. Would everyone agree with that? Let's give me a little nod. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to uncover, let me see the next slide. Yeah. So we're going to uncover the lack of awareness that we have. Okay. We're going to shine the light of truth on these old thought forms. And we're going to have reflected back to us the emotions of the experience of how it makes us feel when we think these thoughts and how it would make someone else feel if we said the very same things that we say to ourselves to another person that we care about. Okay. So yeah. All right. First of all, are there any questions on this? I try to break it down in the simplest, most straightforward form that I could. Any questions? All right, this is what we're going to do. So I'll take a deep breath in. Just to make sure, I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to call on some people, okay? This is important. Tony, what does this represent based on what I just shared with you?
I don't think you used this word, but my interpretation is like projection.
Yeah, tell me more. Elaborate on that.
So my interpretations of reality, illusion and or delusions. Yeah, I think you used the example of say my partner decided to go out tonight, and I see that as being like, oh, you're doing that because you don't want to spend time with me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So you're like she does something and you're making it mean something. You're judging the situation and you're seeing what you saw in the past. Am I hearing that correctly? Yeah. And then how does that make you feel when you think your partner's going out because she doesn't want to spend time with you?
Like inferior, not enough.
Have you ever experienced the colors and the emotions of inferior and not enough in other areas of your life?
It's fair to say the answer to that is yes.
Yeah. So this is such a beautiful example. Thank you for sharing that. Her going out and him feeling that way had nothing to do with each other. I bet if she did something else, you could still find a way to feel inferior and not good enough.
I was literally like thinking to myself yesterday, like, wow, Tony, your ability to find rejection in the outside world is really impressive.
Exactly. And that's the illusion and there's a rejection out there. There's no such thing. It looks like that, feels like that. You've experienced that, but is that true? So this is what I want you guys to think about. The thoughts and the emotions and the judgments that you have on a habitual basis, and I mean every single one of them. If you can challenge them and ask, is that true? If you can slow it down enough with the journal and say, this is what I'm thinking. Is that true? What'll happen is right now you're looking through life through this little keyhole and you're finding exactly what you want to find because it's the only thing you can find because of the structure that you're looking through. But if we can break apart this structure by slowing it down and telling ourselves a new story, which causes new emotions, the shape begins to change. And when you recognize that the shape itself is just an illusion and you're an artist with a paintbrush and a pen, and you have painted the original illusion, you then take the power back to paint over that old illusion. You can throw out the canvas if you want. And what happens is when you begin to do that consciously, you become a master of the mind. In order to master the nervous system, you need to master the mind. Okay. So I go very in depth in this in the book. Tonight, this is all I wanted you to understand. What we're going to do now is we're going to go off into breakout rooms. We're going to do a very powerful exercise. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Okay. The point is to feel we're going against the villain, the lack of awareness. We're going to bring the uncomfortable truths up to the surface. And we're going to be seen and witnessed in those uncomfortable truths with another human being. Okay. So the exercise that we're going to do is imagine that you're looking in a mirror. Okay. You're going to be talking with someone. And for 2 minutes straight, you're going to talk to this person as if they were you. And you are the unconscious, repetitive, negative thoughts that you tell yourself every single day. Okay. So you're going to look at this person. Imagine you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're going to tell them all the things about themselves that you tell yourselves that are negative I can see some discomfort already. I love you. I love you all. It may feel really challenging talking to someone that you care about like this, which is the point of the exercise, to show you how you're making yourself feel every day. Because we don't, it's just the picture, the pattern. When I was in 2nd grade, I learned how to draw a triceratops. I like copied it from a book, and I drew that thing 100 times. I felt so cool. I drew the triceratops. I got so good, I didn't need to look at the picture anymore. It was imprinted in my head. And then I would draw the same. I didn't know how to change the triceratops. I knew how to copy it exactly as it was. And I got really good at that. So over time, we picked up these thoughts, these feelings, these things, these patterns, and we practiced them. So now we don't need the original copy. We are now the copy. We are now the one doing it. So we're going to go off 2 minutes. We'll switch. Might bring up emotions. I want you to know it's all okay. It's safe. You're protected. Okay. Then we're going to come back and have a conversation about what came up. Sound good? Any questions, you guys? Morgan?
So I can do it, but I can't because I don't speak negatively to myself or about myself, because my thoughts create my reality. So I've broken that long ago. So I can't really speak it because then it might be so.
It
know what I'm
it
saying?
might be what?
I don't like to put the negative out there because I don't speak negatively to myself. I just, if things happen, I just say I'm not offended by others' behavior or even behavior of my own, because then I just change it.
Okay. I love that. And for the sake of this exercise, do you think that you can find any negative beliefs within you that you could?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful. I got you. I love you. I'm just going to push back a little bit for the sake of the exercise. Let's play with it. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Can I type since my throat hurt? Shannon, what we'll do is if there's enough, we'll you can stay in the main room with me. Okay. I love you, Shannon. I got you. Any other questions? All right, we're gonna do breakout rooms. Richard, good to see you, brother. Looking clean, looking fresh. Love it. Yeah. One day I'll get there. One day, maybe not. Never mind. All right, let's recreate these rooms. 2 participants. All right. Everyone, deep breath in. Remember, okay, 2 minutes apiece. One person can be the timer. And then we'll go to say all the negative thoughts that you can think of. All right. And push through the uncomfortability. I love you all. It's all safe. And then switch. Share your thoughts with the other person, and then we'll come back. Okay. If there's any questions, I'll be right here. Let us do this. Recreate. Okay. We should be good. Shannon. Okay, so it's even numbers, Shannon. Are you okay with doing the exercise? And we can, maybe if you want, you can type or figure it out. Is that all right? Do you think you'd be okay with your throat? Okay. I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes, okay? And if you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and do this exercise in the worksheet that is associated with the below the video link, okay?